Welcome to Stories de la Frontera. I'm Laura Castañeda. For decades, the canyons in North San Diego County have been more than just a scenic view for the residents of the luxury homes surrounding them. The canyons provide shelter for hundreds of legal and illegal migrant workers who call the canyons home. But in recent months, these workers have been forced out by people who say they don't belong there. As Carmen Escobosa explains, it's an old issue that is stirring a new and heated debate.
Hidden behind some bushes, hills, and surrounded by poisonous animals, hundreds of field workers originally from Mexico and Central America live and in many cases barely survive here. For decades, they have improvised homes made of wood pieces, cardboard, straw, and even plastic in the canyons of North County in San Diego. Usually they find jobs near the canyons, but in some cases, work is only found far, far away in the strawberry and tomato fields.
Buenas tardes. ¿No está aquí el don?
The workers have different reasons why they choose to live under these conditions. Juan, as we will call him, makes $6 an hour. It's simply not enough to pay rent for an apartment and also send money to his family back in Mexico.
Si nos vamos a pagar una renta, no nos queda entonces nada, entonces, ¿qué nos quedaría para mandarle a nuestra familia allá?
Others live here because it is where they feel safe, since they don't have legal documents to live or work in the United States. At the end of the day, they convert this place into something they can call home. A shelter where, very often, they are visited by people who are concerned about them. Like Enrique Morones, a local activist.
Eso viene del Consulado de México, pero siendo de México, de Guatemala, donde sea.
But in recent months, anti-immigrant groups and media attention have upset the peacefulness of this shelter. After decades of building their shanties on one side of the canyon, the migrants were suddenly evacuated and forced to rebuild on another side. Today, the story is being repeated. The workers are once again being evacuated from their small homes by the authorities.
Yo no sé por qué nos discriminan pues tan feo, pues, si nosotros venimos a trabajar, no venimos a hacer males, somos gente de campo, gente de trabajo.
Authorities claim the migrants are a threat to public health, and the developers want to reclaim the land where the canyons sit to build more luxurious homes. To Claudia Smith from the California Rural Legal Assistance, these are not the only reasons.
What was planned this time was a phased shutdown of the encampment. They were going to wait until at least the end of the tomato season, which is still weeks away, to conduct nuisance abatement. Because of the Minutemen protests and because, frankly, Mayor Sanders pandered to them, what happened is that the encampment was shut down from one day to another.
And we interviewed a lot of folks who said that they wouldn't be going back and forth, that they would be staying in San Diego because they can't get back and forth as easily anymore. So, you know, it's not something that we can let go indefinitely. Whether that's a long-term solution or not, I don't know, but I think it's taken the immediacy out of the issue so that we don't have public confrontations between migrants and anti-migrant groups.
The fact is that some residents from North County and followers of the Minutemen Project have their own views and reasons to demand their evacuation. And these have been posted on the internet through the Immigration Watchdog's website. There have been other instances in which residents of North County, along with the Minutemen, have organized cleanup sessions at the canyons, which have then turned sour due to the fact that they have not only picked up litter, but allegedly also personal belongings.
People need to see this because we are going to end up with these shanty towns all over the United States.
Those workers who still live in the canyons are afraid and are losing hope.
De momento, pues nos asustamos. ¿Qué más le vamos a hacer? Ver para dónde le vamos a dar o esperar a ver qué.
Julia Adams, one of the most vocal residents against the migrants' presence at the canyons, did not answer our request for an interview. Jeff Schwilk, leader of the San Diego Minutemen, says, however, he is glad the Minutemen were able to assist the residents in their efforts to prompt the migrants' evacuation.
We're trying to stretch city dollars to try to build more affordable housing throughout the community. But I think that there has to be some recognition paid to the fact that if employers are hiring certain groups of people, they can't just let them go back and sleep in canyons.
Many others, either against the migrants' evacuation or for it, are awaiting the outcome.
Some migrant workers are still without shelter, bedding down wherever they can. Others have returned to Mexico and Central America, but many more keep coming. Immigrant advocates continue offering help to the canyon dwellers, and the Minutemen are watching their every move. San Diego Mayor Jerry Sanders has suggested the only solution might be a federal housing program paid for through grants or an immigration agreement between Mexico and the U.S. Well, death is the end of our run on this earth. It is everyone's certain fate and is final. But for some worshipers of La Santa Muerte, or the Saint of Death, their icon is a kind and gentle being. She helps her followers reach a goal, she rids them of hexes, and she blesses them. However, the Catholic Church does not recognize this folk saint.
Walk into any Catholic church anywhere in the world, and along with the image of Jesus, there are also many pictures and statues of some of the thousands of saints recognized by the church.
I live in the Virgin Mary, and I do believe in the saints. And I believe Jesus Christ died for our sins.
For Felipe Salaya and other Catholics, believing in saints doesn't mean praying to these saints, but rather praying with them, asking them to talk to God on their behalf, just as worshipers might ask a friend to pray for them.
Y cualquier santo se trata de alguien concreto que vivió. Eso es a lo que nosotros podemos llamar santo o santa.
Father Rafael Romo Muñoz is the Archbishop of the Catholic Church in Tijuana. The Catholic Church is at odds with a group of people who consider themselves Catholic but have chosen to put their faith in someone called Santa Muerte, or the Saint of Death.
Hablar de Santa Muerte significaría que se trata de un individuo que vivió. Y eso es un contrasentido. La Santa Muerte no existió.
Walking through the streets and shops of Tijuana, one would never know that the Catholic Church does not acknowledge the existence of Santa Muerte.
Por la ignorancia es por lo que se quiere venerar e idolatrar a la Santa Muerte, por ignorancia. Y otra también es, por el comercio.
Vendors sell the image of the so-called saint on street corners, and the statuettes are even found among the official saints in many stores that sell religious items. Billy Ortega's family owns one of these shops.
Sí, es una, fíjate que de todos, la Santa Muerte es uno de los santos que más pide, que más se vende.
Santa Muerte is easy to spot among the many statuettes. It's depicted as both a male and female version of the Grim Reaper, and it comes dressed in many colors depending on what believers are praying for.
Esta está en dorado, que es dinero, suerte. Más que nada es algo monetario, pues, es suerte en dinero.
Ortega says Santa Muerte is often associated with evil or black magic by those who don't understand how it works.
O sea, es que eso no es un espíritu, es un ángel. Es un ángel de la muerte, es un espíritu, no es malo, es algo neutral. La gente que lo sataniza, la gente es la negativa.
Someone who believes in the goodness of Santa Muerte is Olivia Jimenez. She says she believes in God and the teachings of the Catholic Church, but she can't ignore the importance of Santa Muerte in her life.
Yo creo en la Santísima Muerte y todos los días yo tengo un hijo y sufrió un accidente, entonces salió bien. Y como le dijera, yo creo, todas las noches le pido a la Santísima Muerte que me lo cuide.
Jimenez has been a believer for many years and says she doesn't understand why church officials refuse to recognize a saint that has helped so many people. But she says that's their problem. She plans to continue to pray.
Yo todas las noches, primeramente al acostarme, a Dios, a la Santísima Muerte, a la Virgen de Guadalupe.
And she's not alone. In fact, altars like this one dedicated to Santa Muerte can be found in public places around Tijuana. Here, believers bring various offerings with the hope that their prayers will be answered.